any moment now. You can hear the roar right in the middle here now. David Johnson's here on the KMR bike on number 4. It's got Ivan Linton just behind him. Davo Johnson in practice. Let's look at that. Oh, that's better. 117.02. Puts him 7th quickest. He only sat on the bike the first time here at the TT. And that one you can just hear there, that's blowing all the air into my face, is Michael Rutter. Melting tar at Kerramore, Tim, the Kerramore West section. Lack of adhesion will be displayed. Good visibility, perfect conditions for the start of the Bennett's Lightweight TT over 4 laps. And we'll hand to you, Tim Glover.
Thank you very much indeed, Chris Kinley. Not often you hear of melting tar in recent times at the TT, but at Kerramore, Ginger Hall area. And we are ready to go racing once again with the Bennett's Lightweight TT. And the first bike under the arch should be number 1, Martin Jessup. It's not there, though. It's not. It's Daniel Cooper who's there. So no Martin Jessup. Not starting a Riders Motorcycles Kawasaki, and Martin Jessup is a non-starter, so we're probably not 30 seconds away, because there will be the 10-second interval until Daniel Cooper goes away at 10 seconds past the 10 past 2. Daniel Cooper on the KW Electrical CMS Kawasaki will be first away. Then it's the pattern of Michael Rutter and David Johnson on a Kawasaki. So we are waiting for the 10 seconds to go. It's Brian Kluge of Bennett's who is the starter, and the flag will drop now, and it does for Daniel Cooper on the Kawasaki. The winner a year ago, winner already today, Michael Rutter on the pattern. Next will be number 4, David Johnson. Ivan Linton, second quickest in practice, is away next at 5. And the race favourite, number 6 on the MD Racing pattern, Michael Dunlop. We have a gap at 7. And then next away again on another pattern will be Stefano Bonetti. Start position 8 for number 8. Next is Ian Locker on another pattern. Ooh, a little bit of a neutral start there for Locker, but he's got it away, and quickest so far is David Johnson. And that's Peter Hickman away on the KMR Kawasaki. And now James Cowton, another of the Ryan Farquhar he's McAdoo Kawasaki, but there's a lot of KMR Kawasaki representation in here. Adam McLean is away now, number 12. Keeley Heating Kawasaki, Michael Sweeney. And now we get into the IEG KMR Kawasaki's Danny Webb. Teammate is Derek McGee. No number 16 coming forward, because next under the Bennett's Monster Energy archway is Rob Hodson, number 17 on the JGH Racing CMS Kawasaki. Certainly see that bike. Glorious green and blue combination there. No one at 18, but at 19 on the lifelockedin.com Kawasaki we'll have Darren Cooper next. Flag drops, away he goes. And quickest away at the grandstand at 38.9 so far, Adam McLean. There is a gap at 20, so next should be number 32 on the pattern. The Team ILR Coverdale pattern, and Joey Thompson went so well at the Northwest. .55 next away, and the Dino Bike Kawasaki of Dominic Herbertson. 31 Julian Trummer on the DP Cold Planing TC Racing Kawasaki. 26 John Barton on the WeMoto.com Kawasaki is next. Steady away, John. Jim Hodson, number 59, is next on the JGH Racing Kawasaki. 49 is there, that's on the Forrest Dunn Racing Kawasaki, and it is Forrest Dunn. 22 Michael Evans in the Martin Bullock Manx Sport colours. Bit of a slow start away for 43 Andrew Dudgeon on the BRS Racing Kawasaki. 24 is Barry Ferber. Suzuki there, in amongst all the patterns in Kawasaki. Xavier Denis, number 28, is away next. And let's go to Glen Helen, Dave Christian.
Thanks, Tim. We've got the first bike on the road just as you hand over. To flick to the right into the left-hander. That is Dan Cooper. But he's being caught visibly. Michael Rutter's pattern is visibly catching it, and indeed Michael Rutter taking 6 seconds already out of Daniel Cooper between the grandstand and Glen Helen on the opening lap. Here's another two together, so someone else is being caught. 5 and 4 in that order, so Ivan Linton and Davo Johnson. And Ivan Linton goes quickest. Somebody badged him as a Super Twin specialist, and it looks that way. That's Michael Dunlop now. But it is Linton with the advantage over Dunlop. Ivan Linton leads at Glen Helen on lap 1, but still only early days, so we'll hold fire for a minute with the time splits. But Ivan Linton got a little bit of an advantage over Michael Dunlop with Rutter, Cooper, Johnson in that order. Next machine swings into view. That is the number 8, Stefano Benetti. Benetti doesn't affect the top two at the leaderboard either. He drops into 3rd place on our provisional leaderboard. And it is Ivan Linton now who has an advantage over Michael Dunlop in the first sector of this race. And 9 comes through, that's Ian Locker. Followed on the road by 10, so Peter Hickman catching Ian Locker, but again, neither of them making an impression at the top end of that leaderboard. I think that was James Cowton. Yes, James Cowton just came through there. James Cowton into 4th. So Glen Helen lap 1. Linton leads. Number 5, Ivan Linton leads. Number 6, Michael Dunlop by 1.5 seconds. In 3rd place, number 8, Stefano Benetti. 12, Adam McLean goes through in the background. Adam McLean made a great start at the grandstand. Top time on the speed trap, but not been able to convert that to out here on the road. Number 13 goes through there, Mikko Sweeney. Followed by 15 and 14 in that order. So 15 is Derek McGee, and Derek McGee jumps to the top of the leaderboard. What a fantastic opening sector. Number 15, Derek McGee, takes the lead at Glen Helen on lap 1 by 0.04 of a second from Ivan Linton. Michael Dunlop now in 3rd. Number 6, Michael Dunlop 3rd place, a 2.5 down on Linton. In 4th place, number 8, Stefano Benetti, 3 seconds back on Dunlop. In 5th place, number 11, James Cowton. He's just half a second down on Benetti. At the moment, in 6th place, number 3, Michael Rutter, who's 0.3 back. 17, Rob Hodgson comes through. So Michael Rutter, 0.3 of a second down on Cowton. In 7th, number 10, Peter Hickman. He's 0.3 of a second down on Rutter. In 8th place, number 2, Daniel Cooper. He's 4 seconds back on Hickman. In 9th place, number 4, Dave Johnson. He is half a second back on Cooper. And in 10th place at the moment, number 14, Danny Webb, who's 2 seconds back on Dave Johnson. That's 19 comes through. That is Darren Cooper. But he's being caught by the look of it. He is 32. Joey Thompson Thompson. And Joey Thompson doesn't get into the top 5, but he is 9th fastest here at Glen Helen on the opening lap. Just goes in front of Dave Johnson. He tucks in, he's about half a second down on 8th place Daniel Cooper. So he's making early progress. Daniel Cooper is now at Ballaugh Bridge. As 55, Dominic Herbertson comes through, doesn't get inside the top 10. Dom Herbertson, 16th fastest here on the opening lap. 31 through, Julian Trummer. And Trummer doesn't make an impression in the top 10 either. 17th fastest. Linton, Rutter, Cooper all through Ballaugh Bridge now as Johnny Barton comes through, number 26. So Linton, Dunlop, Rutter, Cooper all through Ballaugh. Linton leading at the moment, Michael Dunlop, but Derek McGee on number 15 will be the one to watch out for on the timing as they get to Ballaugh as Jim Hodson comes through now. And number 59, Jim Hodson. 22 and 49 through in that order. 22 and 49. 49 Forrest Dunn and 22 Mikey Evans. Mikey Evans just outside the top 10 on the opening lap. Linton leads Dunlop by 2 at Ballaugh Bridge. Still waiting for Derek McGee to get that far now as 43 comes through. 43 Andrew Dudgeon. Andy Dudgeon just outside the top 15. 17th position on the opening lap here. 24 goes through now, Barry Ferber. Barry Ferber just drops in behind Andrew Dudgeon on corrected time. And another one swings into view. 28, that is Xavier Denis. Linton still leading Dunlop. Benetti 3rd. Cowton 4th. Cowton, interestingly, catching Stefano Benetti. 34 comes through, Timothy Minot. So James Cowton catching Stefano Benetti on corrected time, just reeling him in 10th by 10th, sector by sector. 25 through, that is Johnny Terry. Still awaiting number 15, Derek McGee at Ballaugh Bridge. He can't be far away now. He was the race leader here at Glen Helen by an impossible margin, and it isn't. Linton's taken it. Derek McGee now through Ballaugh Bridge. So number 5, Ivan Linton now takes the lead. He leads number 15, Derek McGee, by 3/4 of a second at Ballaugh Bridge. And in 3rd place, number 6, Michael Dunlop. In 4th place, number 8, Stefano Benetti. He's 7 seconds down on Dunlop. And making up the top 5 at Ballaugh, it's number 11, James Cowton, who is just 0.2 of a second down on Benetti. It's impossibly close at the top. Let's go back to the grandstand.
Yeah, I can tell you why David Johnson's dropped an awful lot of time between Glen Helen and Ballaugh Bridge. He stopped to make adjustments and proceeded from Douglas Road Corner at Kurt Michael onwards. So stopped to make adjustments. Ivan Linton then 0.7 his lead. Number 5 over 15 Derek McGee. Quickest Ivan Linton at the Sulby Speed Trap. Ivan Linton 158.3. Michael Dunlop 157.5. And then it's Benetti at 155. So Linton ahead of Derek McGee by less than a second. 1.3 back in 3rd is Michael Dunlop, and 4th is Stefano Benetti. 5th James Cowton, 6th Peter Hickman, 7th Michael Rutter, all at Ballaugh Bridge. They'll shortly be coming in to Ramsey Hairpin, where we'll be heading next with Roy Moore. 6 laps in practice for Ivan Linton among the higher numbers, but let's go to Ramsey Hairpin. Roy Moore, this is going to be a goodie.
Lazaire Road into Parliament Square, the right-hander, the left-hander going out and taking it up down through to the very bumpy Cruikshanks corner where the little twins will be kind of wandering over the little bit up May Hill and then into White Gates, the left-hander there at the pavement. You've got to be careful, then sweep out of Stella Maris, and here they are at Ramsey Hairpin, and it is number 1 who's circling through. That is just checking, well, it's 2 absolutely together. Number 2, we're just getting on that. Yeah, number 2 was through. It's Daniel Cooper, and certainly behind him were Michael Dunlop, Michael Rutter and Ivan Linton. And there is Michael Dunlop now through, and certainly the pattern going well, just gets tucked in behind it, right down behind the bubble. But it's Ivan Linton who unofficially is leading here. But remember that Derek McGee, 3/4 of a second was in it on the run, and certainly it's Ivan Linton who leads here at the moment. But certainly we've got quite a time to wait before Derek McGee gets to here at Ramsey. So we've had through Ivan Linton, number 5, Michael Dunlop, number 6, Stefano Benetti is the next one we expect, and absolutely on cue. He goes round, the distinctive green fairing gets the twin fired up and away towards Waterworks. Michael Rutter is through, and Daniel Cooper. So there was number 2, not number 1. We've forgotten, or it didn't work out that Martin Jessup was a non-starter. So number 2 was the first here. Peter Hickman and Ian Locker should be there, but James Cowton is having a good run. That's Peter Hickman through. There's Ian Locker, and here is James Cowton now. So he's making a few inroads ahead of them, and certainly be moving up. 4th place for him at the moment. 11 seconds down though on Michael Dunlop, so that's a battle that's going on. But James Cowton is only a second down on Stefano Bonetti, who's holding on to 3rd place here at Ramsey. But we can't do anything until number 15, Derek McGee, is with us here, and certainly he has broken the beam, but he's not leading. It's Ivan Linton who leads from Michael Dunlop, and there he is there going round. Number 15, Derek McGee, gets it fired up. He's only 0.3 of a second down on Michael Dunlop, mind you, but the lead is being held by number 5, Ivan Linton, by 3 seconds from Michael Dunlop, number 6, here at Ramsey. In 3rd place, number 15, Derek McGee, 0.3 down on Michael Dunlop. 4th for number 8, Stefano Bonetti, 10 seconds down on Derek McGee. 5th place, number 11, James Cowton, 0.9 down on Stefano Bonetti. In 6th place, number 3, Michael Rutter, 4 seconds down on James Cowton. 7th for number 10, Peter Hickman, who's only 0.3 down on Michael Rutter. In 8th, number 2, Daniel Cooper, 4 seconds down on Peter Hickman. We say 4.5 on Peter Hickman. And then in 9th place, it's Ian Locker, who's 6 seconds down on Daniel Cooper. 10th place for number 14, Danny Webb, 2 seconds only down on Ian Locker. Then moving up, number 13 into 11th place, Michael Sweeney. He's only a fraction of a second behind Danny Webb. And the last of those to go through, I think, was number 17 there. That was Rob Hodson. So Michael Sweeney just a fraction of a second down on Danny Webb, battling out for 10th and 11th places. In 12th, appropriately enough, number 12, Adam McLean. But that could change also with the arrival of Joey Thompson, number 32. He'll be the highest number that we have through. And this is number 32, I think, down into Ramsey. Certainly is. And he moves up into 12th place, Joey Thompson. 0.3 of a second down on Michael Sweeney. That was Darren Cooper, I think, that was the last to go through. It certainly is now confirmed, number 19. And then a high number, number 55, Dominic Herbertson. Well, he should be next here, so no change at the top. But certainly they're jockeying round the bottom part of the leaderboard for these places. And that is number 55. That is Dominic Herbertson safely through. Julian Trummer should be here with us now. But it's number 5, Ivan Linton at Ramsey Hairpin by 3 seconds over number 6, Michael Dunlop, with Derek McGee just 0.3 of a second down on Dunlop, and 4th, Stefano Bonetti, 10 seconds down on Derek McGee as they come into view now. The green fairing there of number 26, Johnny Barton. He's safely through the hairpin as well as they make the mountain climb. We'll be able to give you some indication as they go through the bungalow whether we'll have time to hang on for number 15, but Ivan Linton has made the mountain climb. He's increased his lead over Michael Dunlop, who's currently shown as second. And 3rd place, Stefano Bonetti, 14 seconds down on Dunlop. In 4th place at the bungalow, number 3, Michael Rutter, 4.5 seconds down on Stefano Bonetti. But it'll all depend when Derek McGee gets there. I don't think we've got time to do it, to get them through. With him running at number 15, we'll have to go back over the mountain a bit quicker than the bikes to the grandstand.
See one of the largest selections of motorcycles available in the UK online at cmcbikes.com. With hundreds of new and used bikes available at branches across the Midlands and South Wales. CMC can arrange finance subject to status. We welcome part exchanges and deliver nationwide. CMC Motorcycles, a premier Yamaha dealer and proud sponsors of Ian Hutchinson. Visit us in store or online at cmcbikes.com. Have a great Isle of Man TT. If it's bikes, it's CMC.
Would owners of domestic animals and livestock adjoining the TT course please ensure that they are secure during the practice and race periods?
Manx Radio TT Race Commentary is brought to you by RL360.
Manx Radio TT.
Tell you number 4, David Johnson, has retired at Solby Bridge after stopping at Douglas Road Corner in Kirkmichael to make adjustments. But we look as if, could we be seeing a new lightweight TT lap record at Cronknamona. Light is on for number 5, Ivan Linton. And going back to the bungalow, Derek McGee was in second place ahead of Michael Dunlop. Dunlop 1 second back on McGee. McGee nearly 4 seconds back on Linton. But light on for 5, 6, 3 and 2. So that's Ivan Linton, Michael Dunlop, Michael Rutter and Daniel Cooper. And the lead over Michael Dunlop for Linton is 6.6 at Cronknamona. But we've got to slot in number 15, Derek McGee, before we get that true leaderboard. Terrific ride from lower down as the helicopter is overhead. So that means imminently we're going to be seeing the race leader, Ivan Linton, emerge onto Glencrutchy Road. So eyes are craned to the right as we look up Glencrutchy Road. And there's a big crowd on the left-hand side there as we see him. But here he is, Linton, your race leader. And let's look at the time, 121.60. 121.603. That is a new Bennett's lightweight TT lap record from a standing start from Ivan Linton. Michael Dunlop at 120.868 is also inside the old lap record as well, and 118.660 for Rutter. So Dunlop inside it, but, it's been blitzed by Ivan Linton. 121.603 miles per hour, 18 minutes, 36.981 seconds. Should be seeing Stefano Bonetti next past the grandstand, if we've got the order right. And there he is. And Bonetti at 118.89. Rutter was 118.66. And number 2, Daniel Cooper, 118.02. The difference then 6.7 seconds between Linton and Dunlop. And we now will be looking up to see Hickman, Cowton. There's Hickman, but Cowton and Locker are due, and then it should be Derek McGee. And across the line goes Cowton, and quickly pursued by Ian Locker. And now the next man into view should indeed be Derek McGee. So this is where we're going to get our true leaderboard. Can McGee go inside the old lightweight TT lap record on these Super Twin machines? Here he is, number 15. And McGee is inside as well at 120.984. The top 3 all inside the old lap record. McGee is 5.7 down on Linton. Danny Webb has retired at the Mountain Box. Danny Webb, a retirement at the Mountain Box. ACU pickup required. And 2 machines in close quarters there are Michael Sweeney and Adam McLean. Ivan Linton then, 121.603. And the others in the top 20, top 3 I should say, are all in the 120s, high 120s as well, and ahead of that James Hillier old lap record of 120.848. So it's Linton leading McGee 5 ahead of 15 by 5.7 seconds. A further second back is number 6, Michael Dunlop. Then there's an 18.7 margin back to 4th place, number 8, Stefano Bonetti. 5th is number 11, James Cowton. He's just half a second down on Bonetti. And in 6th, 1.671 seconds down, is Michael Rutter, number 3. There's the beautifully fared machine of Rob Hodson, 114.76, good enough for 12th at the moment. It's good to see how well Julian Trummer, for example, is going, and also Mikey Evans was going pretty well in the early stages and getting themselves into the top 15, so they're much further back. There's the pattern of Joey Thompson, so where does that slot him into? 11th at the moment for number 32, Joey Thompson. But what a lap by Ivan Linton, what a lap by Derek McGee and by Michael Dunlop. But Linton's was the king lap of the 3 and has given him a near 6 second, 5.7 second margin ahead of number 15, Derek McGee. Darren Cooper across the line at 112.63. Last of the bikes across was number 55, Dominic Herbertson, at 114.50. Just looking at the leaderboard up at the bungalow, and just saying that Dominic Herbertson was in 15th at the bungalow, Julian Trummer in 17th position, Barry Ferber number 24 in 18th, and Timothy Mono in 19th, and Xavier Denis in the top 20 up at the bungalow. So it's a bit of a shake-up. Herbertson is 14th, Trummer is 15th, but let's go to Glen Helen.
Yes, Ivan Linton just through here now on his second lap. Absolutely fantastic sector time first time around. 2 more arrive, 3 more arrive. 2, 3, 6 in that order. So that's Daniel Cooper, Michael Rutter, Michael Dunlop virtually together on the road, with Ivan Linton just a little bit in front of them. They might just catch a glimpse of him at the bottom end of Cronkovody when they get up to the top there, but they're going to have to work very hard to catch up with him. Let me see, at the grandstand it was 6.7 seconds, the gap between Ivan Linton and Michael Dunlop. It's 6 seconds dead, more or less, here. So with Derek McGee to come in between, it looks like Michael Dunlop might be just up in the pace a little bit, put a little pressure onto McGee and Linton at the front. And the gap's increasing, of course, a bit further down the field, and starting to pull out quite a lead over Michael Rutter as Stefano Benetti comes through. Benetti drops into third place at the moment, pending the arrival of Derek McGee. And Derek McGee, number 15, so a little wait for him to come yet. Benetti through, next man should be Hickman. Then we got Cowton, James Cowton, Andy and Locker to come before Derek McGee's arrival here. But Ivan Linton looks like he's got the race by the scruff of the neck. There's Peter Hickman through now. Hickman just drops in on the leaderboard behind Rutter. There's James Cowton now as well. Just frictionally quicker than Peter Hickman. But here's a much faster moving machine. That's number 9, Ian Locker. So all through now. Is this Derek McGee? It is indeed Derek McGee. Third for Derek McGee, so Michael Dunlop has got a bit of a push on. Dunlop moves into second at Glen Helen on lap 2, and we quickly go back to Tim at the grandstand.
Yeah, we just heard from the clerk of the course, and this is pretty unbelievable, really. But Quarry Bends, the Rector-Cell fencing, parents are lifting and placing and allowing their kids to be on top of the Rector-Cell fencing, which is there, obviously, in a prohibited area to protect everybody. Please move away. They're moving on and then back again. You cannot be in restricted areas, and why would you put your kid in the firing line potentially of a bike? Do not do silly things like that. Thank you.
Yes, thanks, Tim. 12, Adam McLean. 13, Michael Sweeney, both through here now. And it is Ivan Linton leads Michael Dunlop by 6 seconds on lap 2 at Glen Helen. In third place, number 15, Derek McGee. He's 1 second back on Dunlop. In fourth, number 8, Stefano Benetti. 25 seconds down on Derek McGee. And that gap means that the top 3 are pulling away from the rest of the field, because it was only 18.7 at the grandstand, up to 25 here at Glen Helen. So Linton, Dunlop and McGee starting to pull away from the field. In fifth place, number 3, Michael Rutter. He is 1 second back on Stefano Benetti. In sixth place, number 11, James Cowton. He's just 0.2 of a second back on Rutter. In seventh place, number 10, Peter Hickman. He is 4 seconds down on James Cowton. And in eighth place, number 2, Daniel Cooper. 17 comes through, Rob Hodson. Rob on his second lap safely through here at Glen Helen. So we were up to 8th place, number 2, Daniel Cooper. Daniel Cooper 6 seconds back on Peter Hickman. 9th place, number 9, Ian Locker. He's 17 seconds back on Daniel Cooper. And making up the top 10, number 13, Michael Sweeney, 5 seconds down on Locker. 32 through, that's Joey Thompson. Joey Thompson he takes that 10th place away from Michael Sweeney, but it was Sweeney's advantage at the grandstand, so Joey Thompson making some time up on Sweeney as they run down from the grandstand to us here at Glen Helen. Had a look around at the times on the opening laps. Xavier Denis started 30th, he was up to 17th place, so great ride from Xavier. 19 through and 55 as well, Darren Cooper and Dom Herbertson. 19 just in front on the road. Dominic Herbertson, though, ahead by 27 seconds on corrected time. So Dom Herbertson into 14th place at the moment, with Darren Cooper, number 19, in 15th. 31 is Julian Trummer. He goes in, splits up Dom Herbertson and Darren Cooper. Julian Trummer now takes that 15th spot. Another machine down the gearbox into the left-hander, number 26. And 26 is Johnny Barton, again safely through here on his second lap. And 22 through at the back of that, Mikey Evans had been running pretty well. 12th place, Mikey Evans up to 12th. But the lead at Glen Helen on lap 2 is number 5, Ivan Linton, who has a 6-second advantage over number 6, Michael Dunlop, with number 15, Derek McGee, holding 3rd place, 1 second back on Dunlop. Back to you at the grandstand.
CMC Motorcycles have been buying and selling thousands of used bikes and new Yamahas since 1975. It's quick and easy to sell your bike to CMC with finance settled and free UK collection. Just visit buymybike.co.uk. View hundreds of CMC's new and used bikes for sale on cmcbikes.com and see why CMC are 5-time winners of Motorcycle News Awards. We're also a premier Yamaha dealer and proud sponsors of Ian Hutchinson. Have a great Isle of Man TT. If it's bikes, it's CMC.
Would owners of domestic animals and livestock adjoining the TT course please ensure that they are secure during the practice and race periods?
Manx Radio TT Race Commentary is brought to you by RL360.
Manx Radio TT.
It's fast and furious, as commentator Maurice Maudsley would say, and great to see him up at the grandstand and having a long chat with John McGuinness. 63, Lee Pembrey reported off at Brandywell, but is reported as okay. Ivan Linton 6.6 seconds ahead of Michael Dunlop at Ballaugh Bridge. Derek McGee 2.4 seconds further back, 5 from 6 from 15. And at the Sulby Speed Trap, quickest still through there is Ivan Linton at 158.3. But we'll be, just going further down. Cowton in 4th at Ballaugh Bridge, and Bonetti has dropped from 4th to 6th in between Glen Helen and Ballaugh Bridge. Let's go to Ramsey Hairpin, Roy Moore.
Yeah, 4th to 6th, but there's only 1 second between the next two. That would be Michael Rutter, so James Cowton on the move, but your race leader on the road and in the races here at Ramsey into the brilliant sunshine right on the apex. And big lad is Ivan Linton, but he gets tucked in behind that bubble and away and just lift the old visor off on the left hand up. Second machine interview down through the box, very quick out of Stella Maris, as he has been many times, is Michael Dunlop. Away he goes to another machine interview. This is another Michael, but this time it's Michael Rutter, and behind him is number 2. Number 2 there, we just get that one sorted out, Daniel Cooper. So he is safely through Ramsey Hairpin, and they are getting juggled about there. It seems to be maintaining a station between Dunlop and Linton. It was 6 seconds at Ballaugh Bridge, and it's remaining at 6 seconds here at Ramsey Hairpin. A fraction of a second the difference. Derek McGee was 2 seconds down on Dunlop, but we've got to wait quite a while for him to come to Ramsey Hairpin to get it adjusted. At Ballaugh Bridge, it was Ivan Linton by 6.5 seconds from Michael Dunlop. It's down to 6.2 here at Ramsey, but a fraction of a second gain by Michael Dunlop on the run. Next machine interview should be that of number 8, Stefano Bonetti, and it is brilliant sunshine, and then down out to our left as we look at it, his right as he comes in. Just not quite in the right gear, I don't think there. A bit over-geared going away from the hairpin, and it took a while to get the revs up on the pattern as it shot away, but certainly he is through. Peter Hickman should be next, sweeping out of Stella Maris as he always does, and 650, and on the big bikes he's exactly the same. Down the centre of the road, up to the right, and then round tight into the inside, and round, and behind him is James Cowton. So James Cowton holding on to 4th here, 31 seconds down, because Derek McGee is here with us now, and that should give us the indication of what the difference is. It's number 5, Ivan Linton, by 6.2 seconds from number 6, Michael Dunlop. Third is number 15, Derek McGee, 4.5 seconds down on Michael Dunlop. fourth, number 11, James Cowton, 31 seconds down on Derek McGee, but only holding a 1.5 second advantage over in fifth place, number 3, Michael Rutter, who in turn is only 1.5 seconds ahead of in sixth place, number 8, Stefano Bonetti. It's in seventh place for number 10, Peter Hickman, 4 seconds down on Stefano Bonetti, and eighth, number 2, Daniel Cooper, 5 seconds down on Peter Hickman. Ninth place at the moment, it was Ian Locker we missed going through, but certainly he has gone through Ramsey, and well, this could be him now coming up to Ramsey hairpin. No, that could be Michael Sweeney or Adam McLean, but certainly Ian Locker through, holding on to ninth. 24 seconds down though, and those are the two, Michael Sweeney and Adam McLean, safely through Ramsey. 10th for number 13, Michael Sweeney, 6 seconds down on Ian Locker, but holding a 9-second advantage off in 11th place, number 12, Adam McLean. So that is your top 11 through Ramsey hairpin on lap 2. But remember, they have to do a pit stop. I don't think there'll be any possibility of tyre changes on the 650 twins. They'll last the 4 laps, and certainly it'll just be fuel only, but enough fuel to get through to the end. But Ivan Linton is the man who is at the top from Glen Helen, and just looking at Pat O'Hanlon, he's given me that 18 minutes 24 is the pace that he's on, and 18:36 is the lap record. So he is heading to beat his own lap record, and that probably will, with that seconds advantage that he has on the lap record, and what he's doing now will be the time that will be slowing down. So Tim Glovey, you've got another chance to get a lap record posted on, not from the first lap from a standing start, but Ivan Linton on his second lap slowing down. We go to the bungalow. He tell he's on the pace because he's increased his lead at the bungalow. Number 5, Ivan Linton, it's 8.5 seconds now ahead of number 6, Michael Dunlop. Michael Rutter is 44 seconds down on Michael Dunlop. Remember, Derek McGee and James Cowton have got to go through there. That was Joey Thompson, and Joey Thompson, number 32, moves up into 10th place. He's 6 seconds down though on Ian Locker, but he's only 0.1 of a second ahead of in 11th place, number 13, Michael Sweeney. So the bungalow timings, Daniel Cooper has made the mountain climb. He's 10 seconds down on Michael Rutter as more machines come into Ramsey. This could be Dominic Herbertson. It certainly is, number 30. And then right behind him, I think that would be Darren Cooper. Darren Cooper, the man who's a George Formby supporter and has got a bar that he does just purely George Formby stuff. Julian Trummer's having a good race. Number 31, this could be him here now. Just check out. Yes, it is. Number 31 is here at Ramsey, but with the news from the bungalow, it's Ivan Linton increasing his lead by a further 2 seconds on the mountain climb, and on lap record pace, even though he's slowing down, it's back to the grandstand.
CMC Motorcycles have been buying and selling thousands of used bikes and new Yamahas since 1975. It's quick and easy to sell your bike to CMC with finance settled and free UK collection. Just visit buymybike.co.uk. View hundreds of CMC's new and used bikes for sale on cmcbikes.com and see why CMC are 5-time winners of Motorcycle News Awards. We're also a premier Yamaha dealer and proud sponsors of Ian Hutchinson. Have a great Isle of Man TT. If it's bikes, it's CMC.
Would owners of domestic animals and livestock adjoining the TT course please ensure that they are secure during the practice and race periods?
Manx Radio TT Race Commentary is brought to you by RL360.
Manx Radio TT.
Light is on for number 5 and 6 now, but it's been on for quite some time for number 5, Ivan Linton. 9.6 is the increased advantage for Linton over Dunlop. There have been 2 10-second penalties issued to number 33, Dave Moffat, and number 29, Maria Costello. That's because their pit crews have been using mobiles in pit lane. So 29 and 33, Maria Costello and Dave Moffat, 10-second penalties. But we now await Ivan Linton, and what are we going to see on the lap time here? Because he's well on lap record pace, 122.96 it was. Bungalow to Bungalow, but well, we're waiting for Linton. Has he gone? Has encountered a little issue? Because we've got the indication that Michael Dunlop is onto Glen Crutchery Road, but not for Ivan Linton. And here is Dunlop. That is Dunlop. So what has happened to Ivan Linton between Cronknamona and the grandstand? Down to Chris Kinley. I can tell you that Dunlop 122.257. So that's a new lightweight lap record. Chris, drama again.
Absolutely, yeah. This is going to change it all around. So if Linton's not made it here, maybe a problem. This could be him there now, is it? No, that's Coops, it is. But Rutter's in as well. So 6, 2 and 3 are in. No number 5. He had a 9.6 lead at Cronknamona. That's all changed. We don't know why that is, but Michael Dunlop leads Michael Rutter as it stands at the moment, 49.5 seconds. Daniel Cooper at the moment in second place, but Derek McGee now slots into third, but just losing a bit of time. Michael on the pattern there, just a quick splash and dash. Watch the 60 kilometres. Michael, don't get caught out twice in a day. He goes past me there now at about 50. That's good, very good. And he is away and down and gone. So Derek McGee was in third, and there is Dan Cooper away, the number 2 machine, and there's Rutter away. Just a quick splash and dash, as the boys quite rightly said. No rear tyres being changed. We got another pattern coming in now. That'll probably be, I'd say, Stefano Bonetti. They'll all move up one because Linton is not here. So Bonetti was holding 6th place as they came through Cronknamona, up to 4th at the moment. And well, we are now waiting for Derek McGee, who is through Cronknamona, and he was 4.7 seconds back of Michael Dunlop. And Derek McGee's pit is right at the top there now by the old stop box. Here he comes, just into there. That's Hickman in 10. Then we got 11 and 15. So 15 is in McGee. McGee, it's 4 seconds the gap. So we'll keep an eye on this one. James Cowton's now been tagging onto the back of McGee, and that's dragged him up to Cowton. Will now be in that third position as he crossed the line to the leaderboard as it came into the pit stops. Michael Dunlop 6 leads 15. Derek McGee by 4.020 seconds. Number 11 James Cowton third, 39.9 back as Stefano Bonetti gets away to the cheers from the Italian hordes in the grandstand. You can hear him power away, knocking the limiter off as here comes Ian Locker. Ian holding on to 9th place through Cronknamona, at the moment 8th place on the board. Here's Hickey away and here's McGee away. Derek steady on. Derek steady. Derek there just took it nice and easy there, realised he was going to go on a bit, and James Cowton's also going up as well, and he'll be able to tag onto the back of number 10 and number 15. All change in the pit stops, certainly was. As we have a look, and still no news on number 5, unfortunately. Hopefully Tim O'Hanlon is ready.
Just before, Chris,
yeah, okay.
I can tell you that Ivan Linton stopped at Bedstead.
That's a big shame for the team. They're all waiting for the pit stop. Tim O'Hanlon.
Well, Dunlop had a lead of 4.2 over McGee coming into the pit stops, but McGee was quicker by 6.7, so he's got about a 2.5 second lead over Dunlop leaving the pits.
So McGee has a 2.5 second lead over Dunlop leaving the pits. The pit lane goes quiet. By come, these bikes ain't half loud. We've got a couple in there. Looks like Adam McLean is in there at the moment. Adam holding on to around about 10th place, and Mick O'Sweeney in about 9th, but we've got to keep an eye out for number 32 Joey Thompson. Tim.
Whew. Well, there we go. We thought it was going to be Ivan Linton claiming the Bennett's lightweight TT lap record, but he didn't make it all the way from Cronknamona to the grandstand. We knew that Dunlop was going quick as well. I wonder what sort of speed we'd have seen from Ivan Linton if he'd kept going at full lick for the whole of that lap, but stopped at Bedstead. Michael Dunlop 122.257 miles per hour, a new Bennett's lightweight TT, and we've been making he's now confirmed as retired at Bedstead. So Ivan Linton is out, is the news that we're coming through as well. And we'll just have a quick look at the retirements. And we've told you about Danny Webb and Lee Hembry. Xavier Denis has retired at the Highlander. Number 28, number 17, Rob Hodson at the Civil Defence Unit at Curramore, and Ivan Linton now confirmed as a retirement at Bedstead Corner. Yes, we've been making the comparison between the lap records between the TT0, the previous race, and Rutter's set that bar at 121.824 miles an hour. And the lightweights have just nudged up again to 122.257. So the lead for Dunlop over McGee, which we think has been switched around in the pits, was 4 seconds. But the pit stops, McGee 44.830, Michael Dunlop 51.530, so a 6.7 difference in the pits. So McGee left the grandstand as the race leader. McGee's lap was 121.698 miles per hour. Cowton 119.653. He's 39 seconds back as they were coming in, and Rutter is in 4th, 6th back. Let's go to Glen Helen.
Yes, thanks, Tim. The camera copter overhead indicates the imminent arrival of the first man on the road. And I just see bike flashes out at Glen Helen too. Flick to the right, onto the brakes, into the left-hander. Plenty of knee out, and Michael Dunlop looks very, very impressive to have to admit. Always on an immaculate line, carried a great deal of corner speed there, and was onto the power as soon as humanely possible on the exit from this long left-hander. 2 more into view now. 3 and 2 together on the road. 3 Michael Rutter, 2 Daniel Cooper. They're both safely through here on their 3rd lap. But it is number 15, Derek McGee, that we need before we can tidy up the top end of that leaderboard, with Michael Dunlop with what's quite a large advantage over the next quickest man through so far, which is Michael Rutter. But a few guys to drop in between there. And what a race Derek McGee's having on number 15. Ready to take advantage of any mishaps, and hard luck for Ivan Linton. He'd been riding so well in the early stages of the race, and clearly had a mechanical problem there right towards the end of the lap. Looking back to the grandstand, Joey Thompson, an impressive 10th place for number 32. He is 10th place as they come through the grandstand. But here is the next man on the road. That's Stefano Benetti. Great Stefano Benetti safely through here, but Benetti was in 6th place at the grandstand, so we still need Peter Hickman and Michael Rutter. And here is, Peter Hickman and Derek McGee even, and here is Peter Hickman and Derek McGee. McGee leads Dunlop 3.1 seconds, lap 3 at Glen Helen, and Peter Hickman now moves into 3rd place, but that's pending the arrival of James Cowton. James Cowton, number 11, shouldn't be too far away. I have a feeling that he should have been here by now, though. So James Cowton looks to be missing between the grandstand and Glen Helen, which is going to push everyone up the order a little bit. Cowton had just taken 3rd place, I think, coming out of pit lane, and Peter Hickman now assumes that responsibility. Peter Hickman now 3rd place. He is 48 seconds down, though, on 2nd place Michael Dunlop. And here is a machine now. It's a reasonably fast mover. That is number 9, Ian Locker. So Ian Locker climbs 1 place on the leaderboard, with James Cowton not made it this far. So McGee leads Michael Dunlop by 3 seconds. In 3rd place, number 10, Peter Hickman, 48 seconds back on Michael Dunlop. 4th place, number 3, Michael Rutter. He is just over half a second back on Hickman, so that's a really tight battle developing there. In 5th place, number 8, Stefano Benetti. He is 3.5 seconds down on Rutter. In 6th place, Daniel Cooper, number 2. He's 7 seconds down on Benetti. And in 7th place at the moment is Ian Locker. Next 2 machines on the road are 12 and 13 now, lapping together. Adam McLean and Michael Sweeney, 8th and 9th places respectively for those 2, with the advantage going to Sweeney. Sweeney is 4.5 seconds behind 7th placed Ian Locker, but has a 10-second advantage over Adam McLean. And if he just follows him around, that 10-second advantage will remain fairly constant. Looking elsewhere, back down the leaderboard a little bit, Joey Thompson, 10th place at the grandstand. We're here, and James Cowton has retired just before Crosby Crossroads. So bad news for James Cowton. Just before Crosby Crossroads, he is now a retirement. Outside the top 10, a couple of guys we were taking a look at, and one of them I suppose I better mention now, actually, Wayne Axon, the Ciderman. Wayne started 49th today. The last I seen him, he was in 35th place at Ramsey Hairpin after having put in 106.6 laps. So he's gained 14 places there, and I think he's going to gain a couple more now with James Cowton and Ivan Linton retiring. That's going to boost him up a little bit as well. Well on course for a top 30 finish. Here's Joey Thompson now. Pattern looks and sounds great as Joey Thompson makes his climb up towards Sarah's cottage, and he's elevated up the leaderboard a little bit now. Joey Thompson 7th place after those pit stops. Looks like he's gained a little bit of ground on Michael Sweeney and Adam McLean, and Joey Thompson moving into 7th place, number 32. He is, though, 41 seconds down on 6th place Daniel Cooper, so he's got a little bit of work to do to make any sort of climb up that leaderboard. But Glen Helen, lap 3, the pit stops are all done and dusted. It's a straight race to the finish now. And leading number 15, Derek McGee, with a 3-second lead over number 6, Michael Dunlop. And in 3rd place, number 10, Peter Hickman, 48 seconds back on Dunlop. Back to you at the grandstand.
See one of the largest selections of motorcycles available in the UK online at cmcbikes.com. With hundreds of new and used bikes available at branches across the Midlands and South Wales. CMC can arrange finance subject to status. We welcome part exchanges and deliver nationwide. CMC Motorcycles, a premier Yamaha dealer and proud sponsors of Ian Hutchinson. Visit us in store or online at cmcbikes.com. Have a great Isle of Man TT. If it's bikes, it's CMC.
Would owners of domestic animals and livestock adjoining the TT course please ensure that they are secure during the practice and race periods?
Manx Radio TT Race Commentary is brought to you by RL360.
Manx Radio TT.
If you've got a flash on your camera, just try and switch it off. A few of the riders are saying it's pretty off-putting out there, so be considerate if you're getting a picture. Just turn the flashes off. Well, you don't need it today. It's such a glorious day on the Isle of Man. Michael Dunlop has just about halved the lead that Derek McGee had at Glen Helen at Ballaugh Bridge. Derek McGee is 1.573 seconds ahead of Dunlop. Peter Hickman a further 51.2 seconds back in 3rd. Michael Rutter 2.9 behind Hickman in 4th. Bonetti 4.7 behind Rutter, and Daniel Cooper 5.4 behind Bonetti. Some more retirements to tell you about, and Craig Neve has retired at the Bungalow. So what a race this is hotting up to be, and let's see what the situation is at Ramsey Hairpin. Roy Moore.
Yes, IEG KMR, that's the Kawasaki. I think if I'm right, it's named after Ryan's children. They are obviously being Ryan, but they wouldn't have any sympathy with Michael Dunlop if he's halved that lead on the run from Ballaugh Bridge. And what will it be here at Ramsey Hairpin? Because he is here now, and he's getting some angle on that bike, and very, very neat indeed for that particular occasion going through. On the previous race, he got behind a back marker, and give him full credit, he didn't do anything other than sit behind him and going away from the waterworks, and certainly it was a bit of kind of steady riding there, didn't carve him up in any way, but Michael Dunlop is safely through. Michael Rutter should be here now, but I think Michael Dunlop in the Battle of the Michaels will probably be over a minute ahead now, I would think. Michael Rutter is here, yes it is. Michael Rutter, number 3, safely through, a minute down on Michael Dunlop. But it's that battle with number 15 we're looking for here at Ramsey, and certainly over the jump there at Ballaugh Bridge, it was Derek McGee, number 15, still holding on to the lead, but it was only down to 1.5 seconds there. Peter Hickman 51 seconds down on Michael Dunlop, but he was having a battle to stave off Michael Rutter. There was only 3 seconds in that between the battle between 3rd and 4th. So disappointment for James Cowton after setting an early pace, but even more disappointment for Ivan Linton. Bedstead, so named after the tenant farmer there of Cronkaberry Farm, put a load of bed ends down on the hedge, not for anything other than that connected with the TT, but to keep his livestock in place on the long lane that ran up to Bedstead Corner. Here's the machine interview now of Stefano Benetti, number 8, and right behind him, he's quick. He is quick, number 15. Derek McGee is quick, but Dunlop leads. Dunlop leads at Ramsey, number 8. Michael Dunlop has taken over the lead at Ramsey. but it's only by 1.2 of a second. If you wanted to be absolutely precise, 1.269 of a second. It's Derek McGee in second place, so he's taken a couple of seconds out of him on the run. The experience probably off the TT Mountain course has seen Michael Dunlop, number 6, from Ballaugh Bridge to Ramsey Hairpin, be the race leader, but only by 1.2 of a second. So it's number 15, Derek McGee, who is second. He is going well because he's 52 seconds, well, 53 really, in fact, 52.974 seconds ahead off in third place, Peter Hickman, and he's not hanging about either. The difference between him and Michael Rutter at Ballaugh was 2 seconds. It's up now to 6 seconds here at Ramsey. Ian Locker will not miss him this time, I wouldn't think, and riding as well as ever, and certainly down through the box, and takes the pattern round on that wider line that we always report about, that he's got a specific line through Ramsey Hairpin, and it's no slower than anybody else's as well, but just a little bit wider on the white line in the centre of the road. But he's through, but he's 58 seconds down on Stefano Bonetti. Stefano Bonetti, in fact, is in 5th place, number 8, and he's 6 seconds down on Michael Rutter. But that battle between Peter Hickman and Michael Rutter, well, it looks as though Peter Hickman has kind of got a 4-second advantage from the run from Ballaugh Bridge here to Ramsey Hairpin. But the battle at the front as they climb the mountain on lap number 3 off the Bennett's Lightweight TT as 2 more machines come into view down through, and that is the first of them is number 12, Adam McLean, and he's followed by number 13, Michael Sweeney, exactly as it was on the previous lap, and 7th place for number 13, Michael Sweeney, 6 seconds down on Ian Locker, and 8th place for number 12, Adam McLean, 9.5 seconds down on Michael Sweeney. But we have got to slot in there Daniel Cooper. Daniel Cooper certainly would, he doesn't appear to have made Ramsey Hairpin number 2, Daniel Cooper. So going missing from Ballaugh Bridge here to Ramsey Hairpin number 2, so mechanical trouble for him. But it looks as though Joey Thompson, number 32, would be the next one that would have any effect on the top 7 anyway, because through Ballaugh Bridge, number 32, Joey Thompson, was holding on to that 7th place. He was 45 seconds down on Daniel Cooper, so he'll move up a place on that, and then certainly behind him was in fact Ian Locker, so that would be 3 seconds the difference between number 32 Joey Thompson and number 9 Ian Locker, and Ian Locker is certainly through Ramsey Hairpin. We've got the next machine interview. This is number 32 Joey Thompson, certainly down through the box and tight to the inside and round, and it is, he's up to 6th, Joey Thompson, 56 seconds down on Stefano Bonetti, but he's only got a 1.5 second lead in 7th place, number 9 Ian Locker. Back to the grandstand.
CMC Motorcycles have been buying and selling thousands of used bikes and new Yamahas since 1975. It's quick and easy to sell your bike to CMC with finance settled and free UK collection. Just visit buymybike.co.uk. View hundreds of CMC's new and used bikes for sale on cmcbikes.com and see why CMC are 5-time winners of Motorcycle News Awards. We're also a premier Yamaha dealer and proud sponsors of Ian Hutchinson. Have a great Isle of Man TT. If it's bikes, it's CMC.
Would owners of domestic animals and livestock adjoining the TT course please ensure that they are secure during the practice and race periods?
Manx Radio TT Race Commentary is brought to you by RL360.
Manx Radio TT.
Well, Derek McGee has answered back at the bungalow. He's just half a second down on Michael Dunlop now. That is number 6, Michael Dunlop, and he is say his name. The light comes on for him at Cronknamona, but back at the bungalow, Derek McGee has had a good run from Ramsey Hairpin up to the bungalow and has reduced the lead that Dunlop enjoys to just half a second. Peter Hickman, number 10, is further back. He is 53.7 down on McGee, who is second. Rutter 10 seconds back of Hickman. A couple of retirements to give you as we have a look at the page, waiting for Dunlop. Dan Cooper, we've taught, has stopped at the Gary Road, we're being told. A few more retirements will bring you, but we've got to see Dunlop across the line here. He's up onto Glen Crutchley Road, and we'll see what sort of time we've got. Includes, of course, the pit stop at the end of the second lap at Dunlop. We can hear the pattern, we can now see it, and we can see Dunlop aboard it. And it is 116.720 miles per hour, and that includes the pit stop. So let's just go back to those retirements. James Cowton at the Crosby Village Crossroads, Mark Herbertson at Birkins, the number 65, 57 Ricky McGovern at Keppel Gate, and Jonathan Perry at Laurel Bank. Well, I was going to tell you that Jonathan Perry, and we hadn't had time previously, had got a 30-second speed limit penalty. Doesn't matter anymore, he's retired. Radley Hughes, a 30-second penalty, and across the line is Michael Rutter, 114.831 miles per hour there for Rutter, but he's a minute and 8, nearly 9 seconds down on Michael Dunlop. But we've got to wait for number 15 to come through. The light is on for 15, 10 and 8 at Cronknamona, but we now await to see the order they come through here, and wait to see the green. I think we're going to see Derek McGee coming very shortly past us, followed by number 8 and 10, Benetti and Hickman, but it should be Derek McGee first of these bikes approaching. And let's have a look. And that is indeed the case, as we await to see Magee is 1.6 seconds down on Dunlop. It was 1.7 at Cronknamona, 1.6, 116.954. Peter Hickman, 53.8 seconds down on Magee in third. Number 10 from 15 in fourth place. 13 seconds back on Hickman is number 3, Michael Rutter. And fifth is number 8, Stefano Benetti. So it's Patton, Kawasaki, Patton on the leaderboard. But the big battle is between Dunlop and Magee at the head of affairs in the Bennett's Lightweight TT. Let's just go back to Cronknamona and see who's through. Just one more rider through, and that is Ian Locker. And just the lights coming on for 9, 13 and 12 now up at Cronknamona as they sweep down. And Dan Cooper, we're hearing, is now retired at Glenduff. Dan Cooper retired at Glenduff, but number 9 should be through next. This will be Ian Locker on the pattern. Across the line goes Locker at 111.40. But trailing a little bit in the overall stats. He's 1 minute 11.3 behind Benetti, who currently is in 5th position. So Michael Dunlop 116.720, but Magee went quicker at 116.954 miles per hour. Very, very little to separate them. Maria Costello has retired at Glen Helen. Maria Costello, a retirement at Glen Helen. 2 more bikes into view, and they are Michael Sweeney and Adam McLean. They're through, both doing 111.81 and 111.77, roughly the same. Michael Sweeney, the 7-7 figure there. So that puts Michael Sweeney in 7th behind Ian Locker. Only 1.3 seconds behind Locker, though. And Adam McLean a further 9.2 seconds behind Sweeney. It's really starting to get strung out at the top. And I'm just going to... we've got, of course, Joey Thompson to factor into that equation. And we wait for him. We aren't going to wait for him because we can't. We've got to go to Glen Helen and Dave Christian.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. Just awaiting the arrival of the first man on the road. There's a little bit of a stirring in the crowd. Just getting a bit of engine noise coming up the valley, and the first machine does swing out of Glen Helen too. stops that back gear, then gets on to the juice. It's Michael Dunlop. And that gap, 1.6 seconds the lead was at the grandstand. Let's see how long it takes for Derek McGee to get here. Maria Costello has indeed pulled in here at Glenhill. It's just a little bit further up the road. And I'm just hearing that Peter Hickman is retired at Union Mills. So that's Peter Hickman, number 10. Peter Hickman retired at Union Mills. And that'll bump everybody else up the order a little bit now when they come through here and that leaderboard starts to build. As I was saying, Maria Costello, we did see a bike pulling in up the road from us. It's probably a couple of hundred metres away from the commentary point, just on the exit of Glen Helen 2. That'll be safely off the road there, but it coasted in. So it looks like a mechanical problem for Maria. At number 3, Michael Rutter comes through. Michael Rutter now with a podium position, potentially, depending on Derek McGee, because Peter Hickman, of course, dropped out. So Michael Rutter looks like provisionally in 3rd place as we still await the arrival of Derek McGee. There's no traffic ahead of the guys, so they've got a clear track for this final lap. So there's no need to worry about back markers or anything like that. Michael Dunlop will have a clean run to the line, as far as I know, and that will give him some comfort. I know he had a couple of moments with some higher start numbers on the video footage in the Super Stock race on Monday, and the camera boys indicated they were here at Glen Helen taking some shots. They indicated that the helicopter had picked it all up. Here is Derek McGee now. Michael Dunlop extends his lead as Stefano Benetti comes through. Michael Dunlop now leads on the final lap. Number 6, Michael Dunlop leads number 15, Derek McGee, by 5 seconds on this last lap at this lightweight TT. In 3rd place, number 3, Michael Rutter, who is 1 minute and 9 seconds down on Derek McGee. And 4th place at the moment, Stefano Benetti, who is 6 seconds down on Michael Rutter. So Michael Dunlop has got the pedal to the metal on this final lap, and 1.6 seconds the advantage was at the grandstand. It's now out to 5.4, so taking nearly 4 seconds from Derek McGee and the opening sector of the lap. And we might see a Michael Dunlop big push on for the finish now. I'm sure he'll be disappointed with that pit lane penalty in the Super Sport race this morning, and we want to set the record straight with a win in this Bennett's lightweight TT. But it is Michael Dunlop leads Derek McGee by 5.4 seconds on the final lap. Looking down at my lap charts, I noticed the Siderman up into the top 30. He was holding 30th at Glen Helen here. This is Wayne Axon. Wayne Axon started in 49th, now running 30th, with a lap of 107 dead on his second lap. So not only going fast and making inroads into that leaderboard, and I'm sure with a couple of those pullouts, he'll be a little bit higher than 30th now. Andy Dudgeon been going really well this week too. 17th place last we seen Dudge, but we'll take the bike through now as Ian Locker swings through on his final lap. Ian Locker won't be able to place him just yet because we need the arrival of number 32, Joey Thompson. Joey Thompson was ahead of Ian Locker as they came through the grandstand. Locker was in 7th, Joey Thompson 6th. They're both going to move up one with the retirement of Peter Hickman. But Ian Locker was 8.5 seconds behind Joey Thompson at the grandstand. So when Joey Thompson gets here, we'll be able to make that calculation. Also featuring in the top 10, number 31, Julian Trummer. Great ride for him. 12 and 13, Sweeney and Adam McLean together on the road. And Sweeney goes in front of Locker as well. Michael Sweeney with a big charge on the final lap. He was just a couple of, 1.5 seconds behind Locker at the grandstand. He is now in front of Ian Locker with a 1 second advantage. So Michael Sweeney claims a space in the top 5. But Joey Thompson's arrival still may herald Sweeney being pushed out of the top 5 and Thompson taking that 5th place. Mikey Evans going well on the opening 3 laps as well. He was in 12th place when they came through the grandstand. Number 22, Mikey Evans, 10 seconds away from 11th place man Dominic Herbertson. And as I've said, Andy Dudgeon was holding 15th at the grandstand. Number 43, Andrew Dudgeon, 8 seconds back on 14th place Barry Ferber. And the other guy that caught the eye was number 40, Nick Anderson. Started 34th. Last lap through here, he was up to 20th place. Here is Joey Thompson now, and Joey Thompson does claim that third place. And Joey Thompson drops into third. In fourth place, it's number 8, Stefano Benetti, who is 6 seconds down on third place, Rutter. In fifth, number 32, Joey Thompson, who is 1 minute and 10 seconds down on Stefano Benetti. In sixth place, number 13, Michael Sweeney, 12 seconds down on Joey Thompson. In seventh place, number 9, Ian Locker, who is just 3/4 of a second down on Sweeney. And in eighth place, number 12, Adam McLean. He is 8.5 seconds back on seventh place, Locker. The battle for the lead, though, it's Michael Dunlop versus Derek McGee, and at the moment, number 6, Dunlop, leads McGee by 5 seconds on the final lap. Back to you at the grandstand.
Thanks very much, Dave Christian, out there at Glen Helen. Glen Helen to Glen Helen, we're looking at the figures here, 122.73. Ballath Bridge to Ballath Bridge for Dunlop, 122.8 is the lap we're looking at. He is flying around on this, one flying lap, as it were, after the standing start and then into the pits and out of the pits laps. Derek McGee is through at Sulby, and 152.5. Let's have a look at how that compares to the best. 158.3. Michael Dunlop's best, 157.5. So it is, that lap record, it's been upped by Dunlop. It could have been up even higher if Linton had kept going, but Dunlop's got the official lap record at 122.257. It could go, and we could see Dunlop get yet another Isle of Man TT victory and claim his third of the week, a hat-trick, and he would move to third on the all-time list, just behind John McGuinness and his Uncle Joey on 26. Let's go to Ramsey Hairpin, Roy Moore.
Applause of the crowd as Michael Dunlop is here at Ramsey now on that pattern. He's increasing his lead. It was up to 8 seconds at Ballath Bridge, 8.5 seconds over Derek McGee. We have got quite a bit of time to wait, but certainly Michael Dunlop on the 650 pattern is through Ramsey Hairpin. Creation of Giuseppe Pepe, as he was affectionately known, Petoni, with 2 T's in it, and they actually took a T out because there was a confusion, or they thought there would be a confusion with General Patton all those years ago when they devised this machine. But certainly Michael Dunlop is making it fly today round this mountain course. He's had to hurry up somewhere. 8.5 seconds was the gap between him and Derek McGee at Ballath Bridge, and then, wow, he's certainly trying hard, as Michael Rutter, sweeping out of Stella Maris. Maybe it's because of the fact that he's only 5 seconds ahead of Stefano Benetti, and realising that he will be on for a podium place, and that could be the incentive that's got him. So he's certainly through 1 minute and 21, which is an indication of how quickly Michael Dunlop is going, because at Ballath Bridge it was, and we can tell you that he's on a pace of 18 minutes, 35.85 seconds, 18 minutes 25, Ramsey to Ramsey was his time, which will give him a speed, I would suggest, of well over 122 miles per hour, and with no kind of frills flash through down Glen Crutchley Road, it could be a new lap record. Derek McGee should be here at Ramsey Hairpin, and he's dropped another 3 seconds. This isn't him. Yes, it is. It is number 15, because Stefano Benetti's overtaken him on the road. Stefano Benetti here at Ramsey, number 8. Certainly through, and what is the difference? It's gone out now to 11.5 seconds. The lead of number 6, Michael Dunlop, at Ramsey Hairpin over number 15, Derek McGee, is 11.5 seconds. If you wanted to be absolutely precise, 11.7 seconds the lead for Michael Dunlop as they start the mountain climb on the last lap of the Bennett's Lightweight TT. Lightweight, to me, always used to mean it meant the 250s, but now lightweight means 650s, and certainly that is the case. So Michael Dunlop leads at Ramsey by the margin of 11.787 seconds. Michael Rutter holding on to that third place at the moment, and he's had the hurry up as well, because on the run from Balaf Bridge here to Ramsey Hairpin, and he certainly was flying out of Stella Maris, Michael Rutter has pulled a couple more seconds back on that 5 seconds advantage that he had at Balaf Bridge, and made it now 7 seconds, the advantage he has over in fourth place here at Ramsey, number 8 Stefano Bonetti. So those are the only 4 through, and disappointment for a few more of the kind of retirements and difference. We noticed number 25, Rob Whittall, was going, and Nick Anderson, he's been a good rider, a Geordie lad there from up in the north of England, and certainly came to the Grand Prix and made an impression, and certainly now come to the TT and making a good impression, setting fastest laps as well, and probably more at home on the 650, riding at number 40, Nick Anderson. Another machine into Ramsey. This could be Ian Locker. Maybe dropped here. Yeah, he's only 1 second down on Michael Sweeney, number 13, so we'll have to look at that. Same immaculate line that he has through, and Ian Locker safely through. So retired at one stage at Ian Locker, but certainly now comes back, and we look forward to him on Friday on the Suter. So he's through. Currently holding on to 5th position, number 9 Ian Locker, but we've got to look out for both number 32 Joey Thompson and number 13 Michael Sweeney before we can kind of confirm our leaderboard here at Ramsey. But we will probably drop up to the bungalow just to make absolutely certain that Michael Dunlop, and he has made the bungalow as 2 more machines come into Ramsey. This is Adam McLean and Michael Sweeney, so we can probably adjust that now. It's Michael Sweeney who holds on to 5th place, 1 minute and 36 seconds down on Stefano Bonetti, but he's only half a second ahead of in 6th place now, number 9 Ian Locker, who in turn holds a 8-second advantage over Adam McLean, who is in 7th place. They go through. Michael Rutter has made the mountain climb, 1 minute and 23 seconds down on Michael Dunlop, but that's totally incidental because we'll be looking for that number 15, Derek McGee, to make sure that he's made the mountain climb up to the bungalow, then up to the highest point of the circuit, and then certainly it'll be all downhill from there as they go to the completion of the Bennett's Lightweight TT for 2018. But Michael Dunlop is on his way to yet another victory to make it 18 round the TT mountain course. We can tell you Derek McGee has made the bungalow, and the lead has gone out now to 13 seconds. 13 seconds. Michael Dunlop holds the lead over 15 Derek McGee. Michael Rutter in 3rd, 8 seconds ahead of Stefano Bonetti in 4th. That's the top 4 through the bungalow. Back to the grandstand.
Oh, just got to listen to that noise of the bike pulling away from Ramsey Hairpin first, though. That is Michael Dunlop then. Well, he's on some pace here. Could be yet another Bennett's lightweight TT lap record on the only true flying lap of this race. 13 seconds is the lead. The light goes on for number 6, Michael Dunlop at Cronknamona. Michael Rutter is in 3rd at the bungalow. He's 1 minute and 10, nearly 1 minute and 11 behind Derek McGee, who is in 2nd. McGee 13 seconds down on Dunlop. And number 8, Stefano Bonetti, is in 4th place. What a good performance that is from the Italian. He's 8.4 down on Rutter, though, in the battle between 3rd and 4th. Michael Evans has retired at Appledene Corner. 6 miles into the course, Appledene Corner, and will be making his own arrangements. So we're looking now to see him come on to Glen Crutchley Road. This should be our winner, Michael Dunlop, coming into view very, very shortly indeed. Let's give him the plaudits he deserves. The checkered flag for Michael Dunlop. That's a hat-trick of victories at the TT in 2018. He's got 18 TT wins, and the Raging Bull has also taken the lap record, 122.750. Oh, he's now 3rd on the all-time list of winners at the Isle of Man TT races fueled by Monster Energy. There's only Joey Dunlop on 26, John McGuinness on 23. It's now Michael Dunlop on 18, Dave Molyneux 17, and Ian Hutchinson 16. Let's go down to Chris.
Well, the Patton boys are here in force, and here he is. 18 TT wins now for Michael Dunlop. Comes in, the Patton boys are straight in. There's the next rider over the line. Tim, just confirm who that is for us.
That's Michael Rutter. We've got to wait for, of course, number 15 to get through first, McGee.
Yeah, gets a big hug from all the guys involved with the Patton team. Team Patton are here, the Italian press are here too, making big meals of this. And 120.87 first lap, second lap 122.258, and the third lap 122.75. Michael Dunlop, 18-time TT winner. Here we go, is Rutter coming into the spot. We'll find out the way. Don't think Rutter knows exactly where he's gone. I think he's on the wrong side. Oh no, well, I don't know. That's right, third, that is right, yeah. Let's get in then. Let's have a word with them. There's a Monster Energy drink going absolutely everywhere, and another one of those rather nice wristwatches going on the wrist. That's 3 so far this week.
That's McGee confirmed in second,
yeah.
Chris. Derek McGee second, 14.6 down on Dunlop. And Rutter, as Benetti goes through, we can confirm that Rutter is third.
122.750 on the last lap, Michael Dunlop. 18 times a TT winner. How does that actually feel?
18 times, that's good. Now, we had a small issue at the start of the race. Well, I knew it was going to be. It wasn't going to be a sprint race, you know what I mean? So it was all like. It was going to be a sprint. It wasn't going to be a sprint race, and I knew that. And I said it's time I got going, you know. So I just battered into it, and then I seen Ivan had obviously problems, and I didn't want to go mad at the start because we'd done a lot of miles, and then I seen I had somebody from behind must have been coming.
Derek.
Derek, and I says, screw this, if we pull the pin here. So last lap I had a wee bit of a push to break it up. So that's it done. I pushed on at the start or at the finish there, and obviously 122. So
122.2 on the second lap, 120.87 on the first lap. But Ivan had a 9-second lead going to Cronkdamona, and then just round the corner of Bedstead he broke down. So he had a 9-second lead at that point. Were you aware of that? I
knew you'd aware, but I was just planning my race. I didn't want, as I said, I didn't want to wreck the bike. I knew 4 laps around here is hard. It's a heavy pace. So what I did was I just took it easy. I betted myself into it, and I knew in the next 2 laps we'd make a few changes in the pits and we would have another go at it. But that's 18 wins, so that's what I'm worried about.
18 wins at the TT now. Is this a satisfying one because it's the first one in this class?
People said I couldn't ride a twin, so that'll shut them boys up. So
I hope so. Anyway, what about the rest of the race? So obviously we're getting good boards. You know where you're going. Conditions out there, massive crowds. We've been told from the Green Light team out there waving you on. Programmes obviously a bit more time on this than what you get on the big bike.
I done no. Well, not I didn't do any laps, but the boys worked really hard. Thanks very much to Patton and SC Project. They worked as hard as possible they could to make it possible, and that's another part of the history for me.
Last time Patton won here was years and years ago. Forget the classic TT wins, a long time ago.
I know they're a great bunch of lads. You know, they do a fantastic job. So I can't thank them boys enough. The pit stop once again, wee bit slow in the pit stop with a bit of an issue, and we'd have an issue in the bike which I was able to sort when I was going along. But they made a fantastic job.
How's your Italian coming on?
I don't know. Their ball of money's not coming on that great, but my Italian's definitely worse.
Well done, Michael.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you very much. Cheers. And let's get to Derek McGee if we can. Sorry, Matt. Derek, we've got to get you into here. Fantastic. How does it feel being turned right into here on Ryan's bike, KMI bike?
I don't know. I have no words, but look, thanks very much to Ryan, and he's worked his ass off all week, like with a few little niggly problems, and it paid off in the end. And just thanks to all my sponsors and everyone. Just don't know what to say, to be honest with you.
You're normally quite a quiet chap anyway. It's hard to get good words out of you sometimes. It's even worse now. What a pit stop, though, by the guys. The cracking stop. Got you out in front. Got about 1.5 seconds, and then he did what he does.
yeah, it's amazing. The boys just done a real super fast pit stop, and she's easy enough on fuel, so we didn't have to brim the tank. So we got away without putting 2 litres in filling it. So kind of helped us a wee bit on the pit stop.
You kind of upset the form book when you got to Glen Helen on the first lap and you were leading by about a zillionth of a second.
I didn't realise that. I'm only getting the pit board at the gooseneck, so I didn't realise where I was. I was kind of getting P3 a lot of the time.
Well, Ivan was in there as well. You were leading. You led the race about 3 or 4 times through the whole junction of the race. Ivan obviously broke down. Michael's done 122.75. I'm not sure what your quickest lap is. If I can just be told in my ears, that'd be quite nice to tell him. What are your thoughts on the speeds? 122.75 on a shopping bike, really, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that coming back this year after missing last year. Never dreamt of being on the podium, and look, it's all credit to Ryan. He's just putting a brilliant bike in under me, and Roddy, all the whole team and everything just worked their ass off all week. So fair play to them, thanks.
Well done to you, Darren McGee. Excellent stuff. Thank you. Nice to see you here. Good man. Cheers. And we'll get over to Michael Rutter. Tasted the champagne a few hours ago, but 3rd place now on the twin. You've been in there before on these, haven't you?
Yeah, brilliant. I was really happy with that. I've had the best of practices with a lot going on just back at home as well, really. So I got it out of my head, really. That last lap, I really enjoyed it. It started getting my head down. I was missing gears, and I thought the gear lever was coming off because I kept on missing gears, but I think it was more me, and sorted myself out the last lap and got my head down and got a 3rd, so I'm so happy for the team and all my sponsors, Badens and that, so it's a good result.
So whose bike is this? Is this a Patton bike, Patton factory bike? Is it your bike? Who owns it?
Yeah, basically, Patton, turfed me out there team and just said, here's a bike, look after it yourself, and it's all the same though. You can't blame him to get Michael on board. He's going to put the result better than I am. So, but I'm happy to get on the podium and be up there with the lads.
122.75 Michael did on the last lap.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's when it comes down to that, that's when you need someone like him.
Well done, Michael.
Thank you.
Thank you. Top 3 there in the Bennett's Lightweight TT. Tim Glover.